Hi everyone. Welcome back. If you've been here, if you're new, welcome. My name is Z. I'm a seer, musician, philanthropist. And today I wanted to talk just briefly about the 1111 portal, especially during this time in the world. And if you were called to this video, it's likely because you have a pretty big purpose. You have a big destiny. You are a healer or someone that is extremely enlightened. And you have a very strong soul connection to probably many other teachers and guides that you are likely starting to come across. And if you are being called to change your life right now, whether that means working in a different way, manifesting in a different way, healing in a different way, it's because you're about to receive your soul purpose in its entirety, meaning it's going to be tangible in the 3D, and you will no longer have confusion around what it is you're meant to do in this lifetime. Because, you know, as a healer or light worker, however you see yourself, earth angel, activist, artist, we have the responsibility to represent positive energy as much as we can. And, you know, I was having a conversation with my own mentor around, like, the brighter your energy gets, the more, you know, people like to call it attacks, but it's more so universal law of balance, right? So the brighter you are, the universe also sends in balance, because it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be even. So you may be experiencing that right now as well, and it's a part of the growth. It's a part of the journey. And as someone who has really open energy, it's also important right now, especially as we move towards this 1111 portal, that you have a very strong practice with your protection. And that could be physical rituals that you do. The candle just got really bright, so that is also confirmation for you. It can be physical rituals that you do. It can also be your way of treating yourself. I recommend doing a hybrid. So if you have protection practices that you've learned, that have been given to you from your mentors, I highly recommend doing that. And everybody's practice is different. This is a safe space for everyone to be in, no matter what practice you have in your life. So if you cast circles, if you practice hoodoo, if you do salt baths or Haitian baths, if you do prayer and feet washes and things like that, I highly recommend that you do those practices, especially today. The 1111 portal energy has been open for it's getting so bright. I love it too because the sun's coming out, so it's just very synchronistic, and I just love energy. But the portal for 1111 has been open for a couple of days, and so you might be feeling an array of complex emotions or complex energies. Your dreams may be really strong. You may feel the need to like earth more or be in silence more. Just follow your intuition. And if you have a protection practice or a calling practice or calling in practice for your ancestors, your deities, guides, energies, I would also do that. So give your offerings to water, give your offerings to your altars, clean them, petition. Now is the time to be doing that. But this portal is also about being selfless as much as you can, right? Especially as we are experiencing very intense energy from, the election and seeing tangibly and experiencing emotionally, spiritually, mentally people's selfishness. So in order for us to balance out this energy, and in order for us to be equipped healers to be able to move forward and to be able to generate the type of love and joy that we want to see in the world, we have to become selfless. We have to rise above it. And while, yes, it does require a sense of you taking care of yourself, eating really clean right now, not eating processed foods, turning to your plant medicine, but also drinking as much just basic water as you can, like clear liquids. Keep it simple for your body, keep it simple for your energy. We need to be elevating at the same time. So if you also have manifestations that you are wanting to see manifest, now is the time to script them, write them down, meditate on them, visualize them every single day, visualize them before bed, but be sure that you are giving as much gratitude as you can to the energies around you, to your ancestors, to your friends and family if you are close to them. You can give more of your things away. Everything is energy, and the universe communicates through energy. So the more that you say, I am prepared, this is what I'm willing to give, right? So that I can receive as much as I can, that's going to help your manifestations, right? And I've talked about this before in some of my other videos and on TikTok of, I give away as much as I can, especially if my ancestors and spirit and my deities are like, give it all away. I will literally give it all away. Right now I've got like 3 or 4 outfits, my PJs and, my running shoes and flip-flops. And that is pretty much what I have right now. And then I've got, things for work, but I've condensed things, I sold things, I got rid of things. So detach from your physical items as well, right? Because if you are expecting to be able to receive newness, to receive new physical tools, you have to also not be energetically attached to the things that you have, which is why you see monks and things practicing detachment from the physical, because when you are fully connected to the universe, you have everything that you need. You never need anything else, because you are also someone who is of service. And when you connect with the universe always provides. And it's our ego that tells us we need all of these things. And as long as you have your food and your water in whatever way that keeps you sustainable, you are okay, right? And you'll see really beautiful things. Well, money will come out of nowhere. People will just start supporting you. I experience that all the time because of the state of surrender that I am in, and not having an attachment to what money is supposed to look like, while also healing my own physical body and my own ego's way of seeing money so I can receive more, and then exchange it and give it away. But this is the perfect time to be having these really beautiful practices and working during very auspicious times. So waking up at 3 a.m. and doing your meditations between 3 and 5, right? Or doing it at 4, whatever it may be, watching the sunrise, being with your animals as much as you can. I've been running around outside barefoot with my dogs, just hanging out. They're the closest thing to joy and happiness in earth, because sometimes you need a visual cue. Sometimes you want to be around different energy, and I am taking solitude for myself. I know many of you are being called to do the same. So connecting with animals that generate all of this joy and love is the most amazing thing that you can feel right now as you go into this portal. And remember that as we are of service, there are other things and energies in this world that we are fighting for. that we are protecting, that we are elevating, and animals are a part of this earth, so we need to also protect them and share an energy with them and be mindful of all the living all the living things, all the organisms, all water, all the elements we are called to protect, not just ourselves. And it's a very humbling experience, you know, and if you're new to my channel, I tell stories. But when you're in that very synchronized state, which I did a video on flow state, you start to synchronize with animals and nature. And, you know, the more I go running and the more that I stay in my flow state, I was running and there were deer with me. I was running, and then there were coyotes running literally with me. Every time I'm out there, the dogs are running with me. There's, you know, butterflies and bees and all the things that start landing all over my body or in front of me. And then, you know, sometimes you see flies and whatever, and, you know, people have a tendency to want to get rid of flies. And, you know, I'm just like, just leave it alone. just let it be and focus your energy someplace else, right? So it's being in full harmony with your environment and working with the universe and manifesting a better outcome for yourself, but also for the world, right? Your beautiful outcome will come as a consequence of also helping the world. That is how the universe exchanges. That is why we also express gratitude, so we can be in that state of selflessness and of flow state, right? It's when that ego comes in is when our manifestations start to slow down, and when divine intervention happens and like all these things, right? So remember that as you're going into this portal, and remembering that 11:11 is also about beginnings. Well, things ending and things beginning and things connecting, right? So clarity. And if you're getting a lot of your ancestors coming forward right now, trying to connect you with other people or pieces of your lineage, that's also something that's very common, because they're trying to connect you to who you are, who they are, who is a part of your generational story, your community, right? That's much larger than yourself, to understand what your family has done, where they've been, what they've created, who your physical body is, and what energies you have in you. But you also might be experiencing things around your spiritual lineage or lifetimes as well. And, you know, I was having this really beautiful conversation with a friend, because you start to see energies that will consistently be around you, because it's either a part of your physical lineage, or it's a part of your spiritual lineage, or it's a part of your lineage in general, right? You don't have to separate them into two. And for them, you know, it was Jehovah's Witness, but also that was because one of their ancestors like had that practice, their spirituality. And so that's an invitation for them to look into it, even if they don't agree, even if they don't fully understand it. It's an invitation to get to know where you come from, because that ancestor is trying to communicate something to you. There might be something there for you to help you or to bridge, right? Because even as people who are here to be healers and to be of service, we have to ascend beyond our own ego's selfish need to push things away. Like, we are in the state where this world needs bridging. So even if we don't always agree, we still have to interact and have conversations when we can, when it is safe. So open your mind, open your energy to different possibilities and to different understandings, so you can make the most enlightened decision, and you can do it within a community that is safe to be, you know, in opposition, because you can still find peace with understanding. And the reason we see everything that's going on in the elections is because of misunderstandings and not having the knowledge and not having conversations, not willing to reach across the table. So many people felt unseen and pushed aside, and elections are there to make people feel seen, right? So it's very much so a popularity like competition. So we have to understand and have understanding in general and compassion for it in order to move forward. So again, if you're getting these signs, make sure you're paying attention to them, making sure you're looking into them, making sure you're leaving offerings for your ancestors. You can leave food and water, plants. Today's Sunday, so I'm going to be doing my watering offer at the river for my ancestors, but also the orishas that come to me quite frequently. So I'm going to be doing that as well to say thank you for the support that they've been giving me over the last my whole life basically, but they've really stepped in these last like 6 months, especially around protection and opening the roads for me. And you know, if it's not something, you know, like pay attention to your synchronicities is what I'm saying. So, you know, my friend had the Jehovah's Witness, and I've shared this many times, like I'm always near monks all the time, like all the time. Like it's heavily connected to my lineage, but it's also heavily connected to my energy spiritually, either in an airport, in a garden. The other video I did, I was in CVS and I was like, I feel like this monk is following me. Everywhere we went, we were in sync, and I walked along aside a monk, and I couldn't see them, but there were like vines, and then I looked over and we were both walking the same with our hands behind our back, and we just kind of looked at each other, and I was like, well, isn't that funny? And the universe is like, look, you know, so pay attention to how the universe is trying to communicate to you right now, right? Like they're trying to help you understand what your purpose is, what energy is within you, like so you can celebrate it, and you can also be of service to the world in whatever way you're meant to also be of service. That's also going to bring you a lot of joy and a lot of peace, because that's usually where our purpose lies. And this portal is really beautiful for that. So you're going to see aspects of yourself coming out in many, many, many different ways, creatively, even just the way you speak, the way you dress, the way you present yourself. You may have the need, like I did, to like change your look, right? Your energy is evolving. You are during this portal becoming the physical embodiment of your highest self. Like if you haven't started the transition, this is your transition to do it. So this is when you are your highest self, because a lot of people try to put a lot of distance between them and their highest selves, but you can become the physical version of your highest self, and your highest self also evolves. And so you will be one of the versions of your highest self, as energy is everywhere and time shifts and changes, but also doesn't exist, right? So your highest self is very much so the same, but this is where you become an embodiment of your highest self. Like that channel, that connection is there for you if you choose to accept it and bring it into your life. So this is a very, very powerful portal. I also suggest like being within your energies from, you know, evening time into light, right? It's getting bright right now, but that transition is a very beautiful portal to open your energy, to work with other energies, and to find stillness within yourself, and just be mindful of what you are doing first thing in the morning. You know, be intentional, drink your water, remain in silence when you can, as much as you can. Move your body, do your yoga, take your rest, take care of yourself. But then also find some time for joy, right? I'm going to be going to the movies because I love the movies. And I'm celebrating something that I just went through over the last couple of days. And it's like a thank you to myself, and also a celebration and a gift that the universe kind of guided me to do. So celebrate yourself in whatever way brings you the most joy, and connect with nature. That is all I wanted to share. If you're looking for more guidance, feel free to join my Discord group. It's open, it's brand new. There's some folks in there. I'm going to be checking in more often. I am on my own journey right now. So I'm going through my energies and checking in when I can. And then I also have individual energy sessions and tarot readings and inner child healings. If you ever want to work one-on-one, I highly recommend you book a session. Or if you want to leave a tip, the link is there for that as well. Stream my music, donate, whatever it is. I am here for you. So remember to love everybody and be there for your community. Create community. Do not create divide right now. We need as much love as possible. So I'm sending you all lots of love, a million bajillion hugs, and I hope you have a really beautiful transition through this 1111 portal. Follow your intuition and be the one to create change, and I will talk to you all soon.